Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today I'm going to introduce you to what could possibly be the best gaming chair for your setup. This is the AutoFull M6 Ultra, an ultra complete chair that comes with cooling, heating, massage and a ton of settings. So we can feel very comfortable during long gaming sessions in this AutoFull M6 Ultra. I'm going to share everything about this chair since I'm genuinely impressed. It offers a lot for its competitive price, so let's explore it in this video. Let's start the review by talking about how easy it was to assemble this chair. The truth is, as soon as you open the box for the first time, the first thing you find is a really big sheet. On it, everything is perfectly explained, all the screws and parts you'll need to assemble this AutoFull M6 Ultra. It comes on a giant diagram, everything is very clear with very good resolution, everything is well numbered and explained, and you just follow the steps. Honestly, you're not going to have any problems assembling this chair. It just takes a bit more time than others, mainly because it also has very good build quality. Most things arrive disassembled to save space. And well, you might spend maybe half an hour or 40 minutes keeping yourself busy assembling this chair. Things that surprised me, everything is very well built above all. For example, the base where the wheels go is made of aluminum, it's metal, it's quite sturdy, it's not plastic like we've seen on other chairs on the channel. Then, the whole central part, where we lean, where we sit, even for example the clamps. These for the armrests come with 4 big screws each, which makes them super sturdy, as well as, for example, the backrest, which also comes with 4 pretty big screws. I mean, in terms of build quality, honestly, I was really surprised by how this chair is put together. It looks like it's made to last. Although it took me more effort than others, the process was easy and I had no problems following it. And one person is more than enough to assemble this AutoFull M6 Ultra. Now, regarding the design, have I already given you a preview? The legs are made of aluminum, they're metal, quite sturdy, and have very good quality. Then, the chair is practically entirely built, or so to speak, upholstered in vegan leather, which I don't think is real leather. Honestly, I haven't found it, but from the clues given on the website, it doesn't seem to be animal leather, but rather an imitation. The truth is, it's very comfortable, it feels good, and we find it both on the seat and on the backrest. For example, we have something like velvet in the area where we rest our neck, so it's extremely soft and comfortable. Starting from the bottom up, the first thing we're going to find are some footrests that are going to be really useful for us. For example, when we want to watch a movie, we simply unfold the chair. Although you can't see it now, I'll show you some pictures. We put our feet up, giving our legs plenty of rest. Maybe this isn't the best when we're playing video games, but I'm telling you, for watching a movie or a series or a Formula 1 race in the chair, honestly, this system is pretty comfortable. As for the armrests, we have almost complete adjustment. We can rotate the armrests a full 360 degrees. Then we can adjust the tilt, meaning we can angle them up or down. I prefer to keep them neutral, in a horizontal 180 degree position, but we can also rotate them to different sides. Of course, we have 7 positions to raise and lower them. We have many adjustments here and can move them both closer and farther away. Because they also have a 360 degree rotating head, which allows us to place the armrests farther away, closer, and so on. I mean, they have full adjustment. Then, regarding the seat, we have a seat that's a little over 50 centimeters wide, so I think it's made for any type of person. It's a pretty wide chair, very comfortable. I doubt anyone will have a problem with this. But even so, we could expand the armrests outward and gain some space. Well, in width, mainly. Then, regarding the lumbar support, we're going to have 2 options. First, we can extend it outward up to 10 centimeters, which is good. If someone wants to find, for example, a position that's more on the edge of the chair or because they have shorter legs. Well, you can extend this lumbar support up to 10 centimeters. In my case, I liked having it pushed all the way in. Then we have a height adjustment that we can use with a dial, also here on the side, to raise or lower it up to 5 centimeters. Finally, the headrest can be raised or lowered by 10 centimeters so that it fully adjusts to the height of your neck. And here we have several adjustments. We can pull it outwards about 3 centimeters. Well, you know, if we want to have our head a bit closer to the computer and not so far back. We can also prevent it from squeezing from the sides. We can add a 3D effect to this so that if we fall asleep here, for example, leaning back, our head doesn't fall to either side. Honestly, I thought this was really cool, a very nice detail and very comfortable. Also, the entire neck support, as I mentioned before, is made of velvet, which is extremely soft. The fact that this headrest is 3D means we can reduce neck pressure by up to 30%. And hey, well, above all, this is about us winning. Reducing fatigue when we're playing on the computer for long periods of time. Lastly, we have the recline feature, which lets us lean back up to 160 degrees, which honestly is pretty good. It feels relaxed, and we could watch a movie or series, as I mentioned earlier. Finally, the height of the chair goes from 160 to 190 centimeters, that is, with the height of the central cylinder. We can gain or lose 30 centimeters in height as we like. This chair is made for people between 1.60 m and 1.95 m, according to the brand. I'm right in the middle, 1.80 m, and honestly, I felt that this chair fits me perfectly. I don't have a single complaint, it's perfect. This chair mainly comes in black with some gold details, which make it quite minimalist and very discreet. I don't think it's the typical gaming chair with neon or bright colors, like for example red. For me, they stand out too much. Maybe for a mixed setup like mine, between productivity work and a bit of gaming every now and then. Interesting things about this chair, it supports weights of up to 180 kilograms. And now let's talk about the part that, for me, has been the most distinctive feature of this chair and really makes it unique in the market. And it's about a USB port that we can find on the back. Well, actually, right now I have it connected to the USB port on my desk, which, as you know, is a height-adjustable desk. I've had it on my desk for several months now, actually even more than a year. You already saw it on the channel and it had a USB-A port. Well, this USB-A port has been useful for plugging in this chair and powering it. And what is it for? Well, we have 3 little buttons on the side of the leg. The first one gives us 3 levels of cooling through 2 fans, mainly for the glutes and legs area. We don't have cooling in the back, on part of the back, only in the lower part. I think it's a great feature because at the highest level, honestly, it gets really cold. We can even lower the temperature to 19 degrees. It means we don't have to keep getting up all the time or every so often because our clothes get stuck to us from sitting for so many hours. Not at all. And then we also have a part that's the heating. We can heat this chair up to 50 degrees, so in winter, even if it's cold in our room, we can also have 3 levels of heating. By the way, it heats up very quickly. And it gives us that warmth from below, so it rises up to the rest of our body and we can play perfectly comfortably. When we get tired of certain positions, we make the changes and adjustments I mentioned earlier. And we have 3 levels of lumbar massage, which is honestly really appreciated. It's the typical vibration massage, and we also have 3 levels, so it can be a bit stronger or a bit softer. It's a massage that's nice occasionally because it moves that area and helps you avoid feeling stiff. Of course, we can combine the massage with the ventilation and it will work without any problem. Now, I recommend that you use a charger with a bit of power for this. I think the table gives about 5 watts, but if you use a bit more, you won't be lacking anything. Using both the massage and the fan, you can tell the fan loses some power. But this has nothing to do with the chair, I just took advantage of the port I had here. As for the cable, which was something I was concerned about, about 1.5 meters of distance. This means we can have a nearby USB connection and move with the chair without issues or accidentally pulling it. It could be longer, but then it would hang down and become a nuisance. I think the cable is fine, but you have to keep in mind where you can put that USB adapter. For example, you might not have a table with a USB port right here on the side. Honestly, this has been wonderful for me. However, hey, the chair has a pocket back here. And you can connect it to a power bank, which is another perfectly valid option. Honestly, I haven't tried it, so I don't know how long a power bank battery would last. But with that, whether it's cooling or heating, just so you know, it can be done. A 20,000 milliamp battery should last through a solid gaming session. Now let's discuss how it feels. As for the feel, I've noticed the chair isn't very soft. For example, I come from the Marcus version from IKEA. Just the typical IKEA chair that a lot of people have, and that's extremely soft. It's a lumbar chair in the back, lumbar everywhere else. This chair feels more consistent, so to speak. The materials are tighter and not as soft. However, for me it's very comfortable. I mean, I have no complaints about this aspect. Maybe the softer it is, the more it hugs you and makes you sweat, which I find a bit uncomfortable. Honestly, this one feels great. I've told you from the start, I haven't found any faults. It seems like a chair you can sit in for a long time. I've been testing it for days, sitting here for hours at a time. As soon as you feel warm, since summer's ending, just set the air to its lowest. It's true that you can hear a bit of noise, but if you're playing with headphones, it's not a problem at all. In heating mode, it's completely silent. And I can tell you that in terms of comfort, honestly, it's possibly the best gaming chair I've ever tried, without a doubt. On the other hand, does the neck cushion change at all? This one is actually made like memory foam or something like that, which makes it softer. It takes a bit to adapt to actually it doesn't struggle, it just adapts to the pressure we put on it. And then it recovers very slowly. It has a very smooth transition from the pressure we put on it very slowly. I'm telling you, the feeling of the chair is really comfortable for gaming. Very comfortable to sit in for many hours. And for me, the fact that it has ventilation in the seat has made a big difference. I mean, it's a really nice detail, really cool. Now, regarding the price, you might think that because it has heating and cooling features, it's an expensive chair. However, that's not the case. It's a chair that I think is priced the same as its competitors, even though they don't have these features or as many adjustments. I think it's a perfect, spectacular chair worth considering in 99% of cases. And it's a chair that currently costs 570 euros with a full discount. I suggest getting it with this offer. It's a chair you won't regret, plus a 3-year warranty and 30-day return policy, in case, for whatever reason, you don't feel comfortable in it. But I'm telling you, that's not going to be the case. It's on par with chairs at this price range, including features like cooling, heating, and massage. However, let's say you don't need it to have, for example, a massage function. You can find the same version, the AutoFull M6, but I think it's called the one without massage, but with heating and cooling in the same way, and you save some money. However, this is the most complete model you can find for 570 €. I'm telling you, it's a very fair price, very balanced for everything it offers. In my case, it's a chair that's going to stay here in the setup and that I'm going to enjoy. Because honestly, I personally loved it. Honestly, it's the best chair I've tried so far and I think it's going to be hard to beat. Also, for me, the design of this chair is a strong point, since it's not the typical ergonomic chair that it seems to be. Well, you know, it's a chair, so to speak, bought at a pharmacy, but it's actually a gamer chair that's also very, very comfortable while keeping that minimalist look. If you have questions about the AutoFull M6 Ultra, leave them in the comments below. If you liked the video and found it interesting, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.